Strong resistance of the Germanic tribes against Rome. The Germanic tribes' resistance against the Roman Empire stands as one of history's most remarkable examples of defiance against a dominant superpower. Over centuries, these tribes fiercely defended their lands, culture, and autonomy against the well-organized and resource-rich Roman legions. Their resistance was characterized by innovative tactics, charismatic leadership, and an unyielding determination to remain free from foreign domination. Below is an exploration of how the Germanic tribes resisted Roman expansion and left an indelible mark on history. 1. Unity amidst fragmentation. The Germanic tribes were inherently decentralized, composed of numerous clans and tribes such as the Cherusci, Marcomanni, Visigoths, and Alemanni. This lack of unity initially appeared to be a disadvantage against the centralized might of Rome. However, in moments of existential threat, these tribes demonstrated an extraordinary ability to unite under strong leaders like Arminius and Alaric. Arminius and the Cherusci. Arminius united disparate tribes to ambush and destroy 3 Roman legions in the Battle of Teutoburg Forest, 9 CE, halting Roman expansion into Germania. Visigoths and Alaric. Under Alaric's leadership, the Visigoths transitioned from Roman allies to adversaries, culminating in the sack of Rome, 410 CE, a symbolic blow to the empire. This intermittent unity allowed the tribes to exploit moments of Roman weakness and challenge their dominance. 2. Guerrilla tactics and mastery of terrain. The Germanic tribes' understanding of their homeland's dense forests, rivers, and swamps gave them a significant advantage over the heavily armored and disciplined Roman legions, who were more suited to open-field battles. Teutoburg Forest, 9 C. Arminius lured Varus legions into a dense forest where Roman formations were disrupted, making them vulnerable to hit-and-run attacks by lightly armed Germanic warriors. Ambushes and raids. Germanic warriors often avoided large-scale battles, instead favoring ambushes and night raids to harass Roman forces, disrupt supply lines, and weaken morale. This reliance on guerrilla tactics made it difficult for Rome to establish lasting control over the Germanic territories. 3. Exploiting Rome's overreach. Rome's expansive empire stretched its resources thin, particularly on the northern frontiers. The Germanic tribes took advantage of these vulnerabilities, launching invasions and uprisings during periods of Roman instability. The crisis of the 3rd century, 235 to 284 CE, as Rome faced internal turmoil and external threats, tribes like the Alemanni and Franks pushed into Roman territory, raiding deep into Gaul and Italy. The Marcomannic Wars, 166 to 180 CE, during the reign of Marcus Aurelius, Germanic tribes, including the Marcomanni and Quadi, exploited the empire's preoccupation with other threats to breach the Danube frontier and devastate Roman provinces. By timing their resistance to coincide with Roman internal struggles, the Germanic tribes forced the empire to divert resources and manpower from other critical areas. 4. Charismatic leadership. The Germanic tribes produced leaders who not only inspired their people but also demonstrated remarkable tactical and strategic acumen. Arminius, Cherusci. His victory at Teutoburg Forest remains one of the most celebrated acts of resistance in history. Arminius' betrayal of Rome and his ability to unite the tribes set a precedent for defiance. Alaric I. Visigoths, a former Roman military commander, Alaric used his knowledge of Roman strategies to lead the Visigoths in a series of successful campaigns, culminating in the sack of Rome. Totila, Ostrogoths. Totila revived the Gothic cause during the Gothic War, reclaiming much of Italy and inspiring loyalty through his fairness and vision. These leaders blended bravery with strategy, enabling the Germanic tribes to challenge Rome's superior military resources. 5. Religious and cultural resistance. The Germanic tribes' resistance extended beyond the battlefield. They resisted Roman cultural and religious domination, maintaining their own beliefs and practices even as they interacted with the empire. Sacred groves and rituals. The Germanic tribes revered their sacred groves, which served as both spiritual centers and symbols of resistance. Roman attempts to destroy these sites often galvanized tribal opposition. Adoption and adaptation. While some tribes, like the Visigoths, adopted Christianity and Roman customs, They often reinterpreted these influences through their cultural lens, preserving a distinct identity. This cultural resistance ensured that the Germanic tribes retained their unique identity even as they interacted with the powerful Roman world. 6. The role of the Rhine and Danube frontiers. The Rhine and Danube rivers became the primary boundaries between Rome and the Germanic tribes, serving as both physical and symbolic barriers. Despite Roman efforts to fortify these frontiers, the tribes repeatedly breached them. Crossing the Rhine 406 CE, in one of the most dramatic moments of resistance, Germanic tribes, including the Vandals and Suebi, crossed the frozen Rhine en masse, overrunning Roman defenses and entering Gaul. Defensive fortifications. Roman fortresses and watchtowers along the Rhine and Danube slowed, but could not stop Germanic incursions, highlighting the tribes' determination and ingenuity. The relentless pressure on these frontiers demonstrated the Germanic tribes' persistence in challenging Roman authority. 7. The migration period and the fall of Rome. As the Roman Empire weakened, the Germanic tribes transitioned from raiders and resistors to settlers and conquerors. The Visigoths and Ostrogoths. These tribes moved into Roman territories, establishing kingdoms in Gaul, Spain, and Italy. The Visigoths under Alaric and the Ostrogoths under Theodoric the Great played pivotal roles in shaping the post-Roman world. The Vandals. After crossing the Rhine, the Vandals carved out a kingdom in North Africa, further eroding Roman influence. Odoacer and the end of the Western Empire. In 476 CE, Odoacer, a Germanic leader, deposed Romulus Augustulus, the last Western Roman emperor, marking the formal end of the Western Roman Empire. The Germanic tribes' resistance transformed into dominance, leading to the establishment of medieval Europe. 8. Legacy of resistance. The Germanic tribes' strong resistance against Rome reshaped history, leaving a legacy that resonates to this day. Cultural integration. Despite their resistance, the Germanic tribes absorbed many elements of Roman culture, from governance to Christianity, creating a fusion that defined medieval Europe. The limits of empire. The tribes' defiance demonstrated the limitations of even the most powerful empires, highlighting the importance of local autonomy and cultural identity. Symbol of freedom. Figures like Arminius and events like the Teutoburg forest ambush became enduring symbols of the fight for freedom and self-determination. Conclusion. The Germanic tribes' resistance to Rome was not just a series of battles. It was a testament to the power of cultural identity, unity in adversity, and strategic ingenuity. Their defiance shaped the course of European history, hastening the decline of the Roman Empire and laying the groundwork for the rise of new kingdoms and cultures. The story of their resistance is a reminder of the enduring struggle between empire and autonomy, making it one of the most compelling chapters in the 9. The role of women in the resistance. While often overlooked, women played a significant role in the Germanic tribes' resistance against Rome. Their influence extended beyond the household and into the realms of culture, morale, and even battle. Thusnelda, Cherusci noblewoman, the wife of Arminius. Thusnelda symbolizes the personal sacrifices made during the Roman-Germanic wars. Captured by her own father, suggests, and handed over to the Romans, she became a propaganda figure paraded in Germanicus' triumph in Rome. Despite her captivity, her story reinforced the Cheruscan defiance. Warrior women. Roman accounts, such as those by Tacitus, mention Germanic women encouraging warriors on the battlefield, offering sacrifices, and sometimes participating in combat. These women were seen as embodiments of tribal strength, inspiring resistance by protecting cultural and spiritual traditions. The presence and influence of women in Germanic resistance ensured that their culture and identity persisted even under immense pressure. 10. Sacred sites as symbols of resistance. The Germanic tribes' spiritual connection to their land played a critical role in their resistance against Rome. Sacred groves, rivers, and mountains were more than geographical features. They were embodiments of divine protection and identity. Roman desecration. During campaigns, Roman generals, including Germanicus, deliberately destroyed sacred groves to undermine the tribe's morale. However, these actions often backfired, deepening tribal hatred and fueling resistance. Spiritual warfare. The Germanic warriors saw their battles as part of a larger cosmic struggle. The desecration of sacred sites only strengthened their resolve to defend their way of life against Roman domination. This intertwining of spirituality and warfare gave the Germanic tribes a unique psychological advantage in their resistance efforts. 11. Long-term resistance beyond the Roman era. Even after the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE, the legacy of Germanic resistance persisted in their interactions with the Byzantine Empire and other emerging powers. The Ostrogothic resistance in Italy. Leaders like Totila fought fiercely against Byzantine forces in the Gothic War, 535 to 554 CE, defending their kingdoms with the same spirit that characterized earlier resistance against Rome. The Lombards in Italy. Following the Gothic War, the Lombards established their kingdom in northern Italy, continuing the tradition of Germanic defiance against imperial domination. The Germanic tribes' legacy of resistance influenced the political landscape of medieval Europe, as their kingdoms integrated Roman traditions while maintaining distinct cultural identities. 12. The mythologization of resistance. Over time, the Germanic tribes' resistance against Rome became part of their cultural mythology, celebrated in oral traditions, sagas, and later historical narratives. Arminius was immortalized in German folklore and later romanticized as a national hero during the 19th century rise of German nationalism. The Hermann Monument in Detmold, Germany, stands as a testament to his enduring legacy. Germanic tribal identity. The tribe's successful defiance against Rome became a symbol of independence and strength, inspiring later generations to view their ancestors as paragons of freedom and resilience. This mythologization ensured that the Germanic tribes' resistance was remembered not just as history but as a foundational element of European